Why do we fly? I've been flying for 13 years and I ask myself that every once in a while. Why do we fly? I see a lot of pilots go through training and they complete their course, and for whatever reason, they don't continue flying. My theory, and this is just a theory, is that people have a goal while they're in training. They have a why. Like, I have to complete this training either because I've invested money in it or too much time, or I don't want people to think I'm a failure. Fear of failure is a big motivator during training. But then they don't actually think about their why. And if you don't have a why, you're not going to see the value in hooking up to your gear and practicing what a lot of people would consider a dangerous sport. But I've thought a lot about this and I've had a lot of conversations about it. And for me, the biggest parts of flying, paramotor or paragliding, is it meets all of my immediate needs and even the bigger ones. Tony, the big motivation, Tony Robbins speaks about the needs, your physical needs that he's noticed everybody in the world is always trying to meet in every different corner of the world, doesn't matter what culture. He's found these needs to be necessary. You have certainty, with paragliding, paramotoring, you're pretty certain that you're going to fly. If you go up to launch, you have a pretty good idea that it's going to be flyable. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be, but you're certain that you're going to try. There's uncertainty. You definitely don't know what's going to happen. Sometimes you do, but for the most part, you're going up there, and there's a common term in flying called feeling the air, and that's when you go up in your initial flight and you get an idea of how sharp-edged thermals are, how much lift there is compared to sink, and how plentiful the lift is. So that's your uncertainty. There's significance, because there's not a lot of paragliders or paramotor pilots in the country, or really the world. So it's a very rare thing if you do it at all, and if you do it regularly, it's even more uncommon. So you have significance, you can fly, and to most people that seems impossible or too hard for them. And then you have connection. I don't think I've ever had such a good group of friends than I've ever met in flying. Both communities, they're just some of the most amazing, creative, alive people I've ever come across. It's a whole, flying paragliders and paramotors, they're both such a subculture. They have a culture to them. The fly-ins are our gatherings, and we all get together and talk about, thermals or motors or whatever pertains to that sport, and it becomes a whole experience. Now, I don't think it gets more connected. And then there's growth, and there's definitely places to grow. In both sports, it's never-ending growth. Like, you'll never know enough. You'll never know it all. You can do this for 30, 40 years, and you'll still learn new things all the time. So there's always room for growth. and in my opinion also helps you spiritually grow as a person. You have to develop a lot to sustain a lifestyle where you can keep flying. And then there's contribution. And contribution is prevalent in both sports. With the paragliding community, they have a lot of foundations all over the world where they donate and their time and resources to the community to help them out in rural parts of the world where we paraglide. And we definitely contribute a lot there, and we contribute to others, and we also a lot of times will preserve certain areas so that we have somewhere to fly. Um, and with the paramotoring community, there's the foundation that helps wounded military veterans get up in the sky and and kind of give them a passion to get excited about after the things they've gone through. I definitely say there's contribution in both communities. So it's just they're beautiful sports and they're beautiful things that come out of them, and they give you purpose and passion and, in my opinion, a lot of spiritual growth. And you can't ask for more from any kind of passion, any kind of way of life. It it does it all. Anyways, those are my thoughts on paragliding, paramotoring, and how they meet all your needs.